Amazing, 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 my beautiful people. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask a question, and that is from the wisdom days. And how can we know unless someone explains to us? Sometimes things work the opposite way. And on this, I want to ask a question. Is it the church that should depend on the government, or the government should always depend on the church? Who is to give the direction to the other? I know people say, you know what, Paul says we should obey the laws of the land. That is okay. Obeying the laws of the land has nothing to do with the church giving a direction to each and every country that the church is involved in. And nowadays, I see most of the pastors easily being bought with politicians to propagate the agendas of each and every politician from wherever places they're represented. Is that the right thing for us Christians to do? That's a question we're asking ourselves today. The church has to give direction. How do we give a direction to the church, to the country, or to the government of the day? It's us that God has given the ears and the eyes to see where God is leading us. We are led by the Spirit of God. Now that we're led by the Spirit of God, we have the knowledge and the understanding of what will happen tomorrow. We not depend on the government of the day, but the government of the day has to depend on the church for a given direction. So I feel so sad and I cry most of the time when I see respected men of God and women of God easily bought by the government of the day to propagate the evil agendas of the government of the day. And then they say they're standing alone to say that God is in control. How do we get this thing done? I think the best way to do it is to separate ourselves and from the workings, the evil workings of the government of the day, but stand so strong enough to give direction to this, to condemn the evil that is happening within the government, and that is all the injustices that are happening. People are dying because of hunger, because politicians ate what was supposed to be given to them. There are no medicines in our hospitals because a given politician or a given leaders, in quote unquote leader, use the fund that was supposed to take care of the needs of the people in that hospital. Children are not in school because someone else, a politician or a leader, quote unquote leader, took whatever belongs to them. We can see floods each and every time at the moment, most of the place of this country. What are politicians doing about that? They are doing nothing about that completely. But if it were during that time of election, they will walk in that mud and those waterlogged areas to come and ask for votes. But now you voted them. Are they doing anything about it? They're not doing anything about it. But how does the church come in to solve these issues? By the love we have for each other, we shall be known that we are the disciples of Christ Jesus. So as the church, we come in to stand so strong and condemn the evil that are happening in our communities, just to make sure that the politicians are aligned in the best way possible to bring the results that we want within our various places and within the various places that they're leading us. And that is my take for you today. Don't fall short of what the government of the day is preaching as a man of God, a woman of God, or as a believer, but be strong enough to give direction to the government of the day, because that is our role as a church. Thank you so much. Until next time, the same place with the same name.